Hello again, traders. Right, this is an absolutely, totally, utterly impromptu video because I didn't intend to make one. It's Friday afternoon and I'm just making some dinner and I'm totally relaxed. In fact, bear with me 1 minute. I need to put my dinner on hold because it will burn, and that just shows you how impromptu this was. So let's find the pause button. Right, that's sorted. So yeah, I mean, these I cannot explain. I was going to put a tweet and I thought, nah, I can't be bothered, about the fact that there are trades everywhere. This has exploded my trading. The best thing I can sort of say here is that the clarity you get from just looking at these charts with the wicks and all the you know, the double candles, the inside bars, outside bars, all the stuff there in, you know, on their own, as it were, you know, away from all the distractions that you may have on your charts, because it's very difficult to see the wicks and everything clear when they're on a big old chart, you know, with hundreds of bars on. So this just makes it so clear for me. So let's get to the nitty-gritty. What can I see from looking at these charts? Well, I've mentioned on Twitter that we get two red bars or a downtrend. So we've got an inside bar here, we've had a breakout, we've got a high low, lower high, lower low, that's two red bars, and lo and behold, and also actually we've closed below all the open and close, if you like. In fact, you may even have closed below the low of that green candle, so there is no support in the way of this particular bar here. And something I don't mention on Twitter, but is really important, I don't mention it often enough, is remember, this isn't true support because it hasn't created a higher high. This is just minor support here, the low of this candle. So we are breaking that as we would expect it to go down, as it were, you know. So once again, we've got we haven't got an inside bar on that one, so we won't worry about that one. But other things I've talked about, you know, when we've got this sort of situation with a massive bullish push up, big old candle, and prior to that there was another green candle. I know this because I was explaining it to someone on Twitter, and then it's pushed up, and the buyers, this battleground, as it were, that's what I wanted to make this video for too, was that a doji like that with a wick either side of a very small open and close area is a battleground. So that in its own right is telling us that we should expect some sort of directional move because of this, you know, massive buying. Then the buyers have got overwhelmed by the sellers, really, in this instance, because of that wick. Once again, the sellers have tried and the buyers have brought them back to this significant level here where the open and closes of the candles were, and then lo and behold, we've filled that wick up. So this was definitely uncertain. It's an H4 chart, so the way I trade that, and I couldn't put that in the answer, the way I trade that is just wait for the trade to show you the direction it's going to go in on the lower time frames, i.e. using your 3 CRs on the lower time frames, using the 89 EMA, the dragon, all the different stuff, the RSI histo, momentum. You know, it will lead you in the direction you want to go. So if you drew a line across the three here, the close of that one, the open and close of that one, and the close of that one, if it's going to go up, it will start to turn the dragon, the TMA slope, everything will look good to the upside. If it's going to go down, it will start to turn strongly down with the dragon, you know, 5-minute chart, whatever, but always take the lead from the highest time frame you can. But beware that if you wait for sort of a 30-minute or an hourly, you probably miss the whole move. So you do have to, it's all about practice, guys. You know, you can't avoid the screen time and the thousands of hours it takes to get to this point. So, you know, here, for example, we can look at this clearly now. We should be winding down for the end of the day now. We're halfway through the American session. Well, we're not. We're a few hours into the American session, but we're nearing the end of the London session anyway. what is it, 3:33 in the afternoon. So we've got an inside bar there, uncertainty. So once again, just as I explained over here, you know, if it breaks out one way, possibly go to test the high of that. If it breaks out the other way, test the low of that. The fact that these are ETH and BTC makes no difference to me. I don't like trading these pairs because the spreads are ludicrous. We can trade something with half a pip spread, like Euro, say, for example, Euro USD, and you know, get involved with these with horrendous spreads, you know. So that's what I'm looking at. 2 downward candles, 2 upward. This was lovely. What a beautiful example that was as well. Low, high, high, low, high, high. That's an uptrend. We may well have had a 3CR over on the left-hand side. Can't see that, but that's why we would drop down to the low time frames. This is a pullback. So you've got your uptrend, your pullback. So that's swing 1, 2, 3. This is swing 4. That's the explosive swing 5. And so when you're at this point, just as I said about drawing a line across here, we draw a line across there. You can see there's a clear resistance acting as support, tested as support, and then support, or if you want to call it demand, supply became demand, and up she goes. That is a textbook trend continuation pattern. So you know, you just got so many opportunities. And while I'm here, I could also say something I was going to put on Twitter, and I will put on Twitter. Go to baby pips. You know, all these candle patterns have got names, you know, shooting stars and evening stars, morning stars, all sorts of things. But really and truthfully, you know, you can improve your pattern recognition, or you can just improve your, or you know, brush up on your candlestick recognition and see what they're actually telling you. But the beauty about this is you're not distracted by all the other stuff on your potential chart, or as I talk about occasionally, is that I taught myself to trade naked charts, nothing but these candlesticks on the whole chart, nothing, no indicators down the bottom, no RSI, histo, MACDs or anything like that, stocks, nothing, just candles. So it's just an extension of that, which is why probably this makes so much sense to me. I mean, here, you know, when you're here, you know you've had the buyers beaten by the sellers, buyers beaten by the sellers, buyers beaten by the sellers. There's a battle going on here. So draw that line again, that hypothetical line, and when it breaks out one way, that's why the dragon is so useful. We talked about this on Twitter again this morning as well, with Confluence Trader, I think. We were talking about the fact that you know, the indicators, whether you use MAs or Bollinger Bands, they all tell you the same thing. They're all there, really. I use them as a visual aid just to make sure I'm not making any glaringly obvious mistakes. You know, you don't want to be trading smack bang into the 89 EMA, for example, or the 34 EMA, the middle of the Sonic R Dragon. You want to be trading a candle close through either of them in order to know that they've been broken, and then possible lower time frame pullback, and then a continuation. So all of these tell a story. That's a downtrend, high, low, lower, high, lower, low. We've broken an inside bar there. So breakout of an inside bar is already telling us that the bears are in control. You know, I actually traded this one, I have to say. Lovely wick there, and down she went. I entered based on this downtrend here. But this is where multi-time frame analysis comes in as well, because you can, you don't have to trade blind or just hit these based on the analysis that I'm talking about now. You've got the lower time frames to lead the way. There's also all the other stuff on the chart that leads the way. So, you know, clear inside bar, downtrend. Where do you think that's going to go? You know, the buyers have tried, failed. Buyers have tried, failed. That's what that wick's telling us. So, you know, this is just unbelievable. I mean, last Friday was amazing trading wise. Monday was amazing trading wise. Shockingly good, actually, both days. Today has been absolutely stonking as well. You know, every day using this thing, using the daily one, having a look at the weekly one, the candles tell the exact same story on every time frame. You know, even down to the H1, I've got them set up M30 and M15, but I don't want to even get involved in analysing those. But they're all raring to go so that I can see everything I need to see on absolutely every time frame. So I had to make this video while I was stoked up about it. I've just had a lovely long walk and avoided the rain, done the horses, got back, made some dinner, and I was going to call it a day and watch a bit of TV or something. But here you go, you've got a bonus video on the H4 dashboard. It's just there. Just teach yourself how to trade this stuff, guys. Don't pay for courses. Don't pay the gurus and guys with 150, 200, 300, 400k or a million followers. They're just selling shite as far as I'm concerned. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.